Hey, glad to have you here. Welcome to the program. My name's Joe Pagliarulo. Joe Pags in for Glenn today. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Man, there's an awful lot going on. The show almost does itself today. You know, some days you do the show, and I do a couple of shows a day in Texas, one in Houston, one in San Antonio. And some days it's like pulling teeth. It's not easy to find something that's intriguing, something that's entertaining, something that's interesting. It's not always easy to find that. Today, we just have a plethora of stuff going on. We're still reeling from another shooting, the Sikh temple shooting in Wisconsin, still reeling from that. We've got this landing on Mars, which was awesome, and the president's somehow injecting himself in that whole discussion, even though he's the one that's basically almost shut down NASA. Just ask people in Clear Lake, Texas, near Houston. We've got that going on. We also have Harry Reid claiming that Mitt Romney hasn't paid taxes in 10 years. He won't quantify it. He won't say where he got it. And then Robert, the doofus Gibbs, is out there on the talk show circuit trying to keep that controversy going. It's a diversion. We'll talk about that, certainly. We got that, which is nice. Border Patrol agent, an ICE agent, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent, in hot water, suspended, or might be suspended, for arresting an illegal immigrant. What? I'm sorry. I thought that was the job. We're going to get into that as well. There's a lot to talk about today. I want to start with the Sikh temple shooting, of course. And this on the heels of what happened in Aurora, Colorado. And a lot of people immediately have been calling for more gun control. We have to control guns. First of all, sick, twisted, disgusting SOBs that did these things. Devils on earth. The first guy, Holmes, in Colorado, and I won't mention his name much. I know that there's a big push to not mention his name, but I think that it's as somebody who usually lays out the monologue by giving the actual facts, it would be hard for me to avoid saying his name at least that once. He walks into a crowded theater, starts shooting the place up. The theater had some sort of a policy that you couldn't have a gun there, even though there was at least one CHL carrier, concealed handgun licensee in the theater. He didn't bring his handgun with him because the theater had a rule that you couldn't do it. So unfortunately, they were sitting ducks. The people in that theater did nothing wrong. That guy is evil on earth. And I think, and I've mentioned this many times before, I think that because we know it was him, there is no doubt that this guy did it. Shoot him in the face. Just get it over with. It's like Nadal Hassan with Fort Hood. Shoot him in the face. Get it over with. There's no question he's the guy. Now you've got this idiot in Wisconsin who thankfully is dead. Now, what's not being reported that much in the media is that he's dead because of the heroism of a police officer. The police officer didn't will him dead, didn't wish him dead, didn't say die, and then the guy died. He shot him. So in other words, the bad guy had a gun. There was a good guy there with a gun who killed the bad guy before he could kill more than six. 6 dead is disgusting. 1 dead is disgusting. Don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that, hey, thank God it was only 6. No, 1 is too many. You go to a place of worship, you expect to go there to worship. You go to a ready room on an army installation, you expect to be safe in the ready room. You go to a movie theater to watch a movie, you expect to be safe in the movie theater. Don't get me wrong. The victims did nothing wrong. Yeah, but it always conjures up the idiots on the left who want to say, well, take all the guns away. Because that makes sense. I mean, if you look at Chicago, where they had 25 more shootings over the weekend, many, many people killed again over the weekend in Chicago. In Chicago, you could barely have your own gun in your own house to protect yourself. You sure as hell can't walk around the streets with one, concealed or not. Washington, D.C., crime through the roof. You cannot have a gun, a concealed handgun in Washington, D.C. Just can't do it. You can't do it. Yeah, and story after story after story is reported about the crime wave in Washington, crime wave in Chicago. Because who has the guns? The bad guys do. Thankfully, there was a good guy who responded there at the Sikh temple. Thankfully, the good guy had a gun. And thankfully, the good guy was able to stop the bad guy and make him dead. Another guy that we understand the federal government was aware of. This guy at the Sikh temple. Seriously. FBI has now taken over the investigation, and the FBI allegedly knew all about this guy who ended up doing the shooting. I mean, how we hear about Nidal Hassan was on the radar. Why do we have a radar if we don't do anything with it? Nidal Hassan, allegedly, the Fort Hood shooter, allegedly on the radar of the federal government and of his Army higher-ups for 6 or 7 years leading up to the shooting. That's stunning, isn't it? So again, immediately, we started getting a reaction from those on the left. First of all, for some reason, for some unknown reason, it was blamed on somebody who I think is a wonderful woman, is a very good politician. She stands by her beliefs, Michelle Bachmann. Suddenly she was blamed for it. Again, this is what the liberal left does. Immediately, when this Lautner idiot in Tucson shot Gabby Giffords and killed some others out there in front of the Safeway in Tucson, immediately the blame was right-wing extremists, and Sarah Palin was to blame. Remember, because she had a map that had targets on it, political targets. We would like to defeat this person in the election. The liberal left-wing media, of course, made it out like Sarah Palin was saying, go shoot representatives. She never said that, never alleged that, and anybody who's got half a brain and who is not insane would never have expected that that's what she was trying to say. Then it turned out he was just a nut job and it had nothing to do with right-wing anything, nothing to do with Sarah Palin. And then immediately with this guy in Colorado, Brian Ross over at ABC News, who I'm stunned still has a job, immediately started searching Tea Party websites. I'll bet this guy's in the Tea Party. And then puts out there that, there's a guy with the same name in the Tea Party. I mean, why go to air with that in front of millions of people on television when all you had to do was look at the guy's age and see that it wasn't the same guy? Well, that would be too easy. It's easy, or actually that'd be too hard. It's easier to just blame the Tea Party and then correct it later if you have to. This guy now, the guy in Wisconsin being called an extreme right-wing activist. So somehow he's very, very conservative. So much so that he was a white supremacist, racist, and walked into a Sikh temple shooting people because he felt like it. Suddenly that's the right's fault again.